so much for taking the time to do this video with me.
You're most welcome.
Now, if you wouldn't mind, would you introduce yourself to our watchers?
Yes, sure. My name is Molly J. Hedgehog. I go under name by Molly J, or NJ for short, and I'm from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia.
What and who is your fursona?
She is a hedgehog, which unfortunately there's not many hedgehog personas around at all around the world, so I'm one of the very few hedgehog personas out there.
Where did you get your inspiration when making your fursona?
Bit of a long story actually. To cut things short, I'm a huge fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I love drawing, and my inspiration for AJ really came from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Is he or she the only one you have, or do you have more sonas?
I have three. I have three personas. NJ is, of course, a female. My other persona is a baby Dutch angel dragon called Brightlight, and another one called a wolf dog dragon called Multi, which I'm setting up to get a full suit of.
How did you find out about the furry life, and what made you want to join?
I've always been very interested in anthropomorphic animals, and I got introduced to furry fandom by a friend of mine, and I just fell in love with the furry fandom. And when I went to my very first fur meet, 2 years later, I was pretty accepted into that, and I feel like I'm in a place that I feel like I belong to, and I'm not judged.
When did you become a furry?
Oh, I've been a furry for quite a while now. I think around about 2006, something like that. I don't really remember. So yeah.
How has your experience been since being part of this fandom?
Oh, I love being part of this community. The best part of it is interacting with other people who are sharing the same interests as I do. And also making people smile is also one of my favorite things I love being part of.
Have you had any embarrassing moments while being a furry?
Once or twice, but they're not that bad. I just brush it off.
What is one thing that you dislike about the fandom?
They can sometimes be a little bit judgmental that you don't have a particular species of fursuits, like canine based. They tend to not really talk to those who are not canine. But that's about it.
If you could change something about the fandom, what would that be?
No, nothing to change really. Just make it a little bit more exclusive and a bit more simple.
Let's say that you are not socially awkward or shy at all, and you met a total stranger, someone who had never heard of the fandom at all. How would you describe or explain the fandom to them?
I said, well, what I do is we're just a group of people who like talking animals like Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse, and we kind of make up our own characters. And what we do is just for the fun of it. It's nothing professional.
If you had a warning to give to those who are just starting out or haven't joined the fandom yet, what would that be?
Go out there with someone that you do know who is part of the fandom. Do not be afraid to ask questions. And just have a really good time.
What would you say? Oh, no, sorry. Go ahead.
And just have a good time witnessing the furry fandom is all about. That everything that you read or hear on TV is false.
What would you say was one of your best or favorite moments have been since being in the fandom?
Oh, I got so many. Of course, me being in my fursuit is one of them. I love interacting with the public, making children smile because it makes me feel good inside as a furry. And I just really love being part of it. I just feel I can do a lot more now than what I used to.
Has being a furry changed you at all since being before a fan?
Yes, I feel much more confident now. Feel like I'm doing something I never did before. I got outside my comfort zone and I'm really glad that I did.
What fursuit parts do you have?
So far I just got the head, tails, arms, and a pair of hands. Only at the moment.
Is it just so 3 different
Yes.
sets? What is your opinion on fursuits?
Um, it really depends. I heard so many stories. For me, in particular, mine is just a partial, and I feel very comfortable in it. But sometimes during the summer, I can't keep my fursuit head on more than 10 minutes. It gets so hot so quickly. So the fan meets that I go to is always at night time, and you do get breeze, and I feel comfortable being in it.
Would you are fursuits comfortable to wear?
Depends on what fursuit you have. Mine is a bone-based fursuit head, which is just foam, and the back is just a like a clover covered in with fur. So I can see, breathe normally. My hearing is a little down, but I can still hear perfectly fine, and I can see perfectly fine too. But as I said, it really depends on the fursuit. But mine is very comfortable to wear.
What types of fursuits are there?
Um, Obviously there is the foam. There's also resin fursuit heads, and now they're slowly doing 3D printed fursuit heads out now. And I've seen ones that are practically electronic, almost like animatronics that you see in theme parks.
Have you gone to any fur cons? And if so, how were they?
Yes, I've been to two fur cons here in Australia. Unfortunately, one doesn't exist anymore. But the one I mainly go to is called Furry or Furry Down Under. I've been going for 3 years and it's amazing experience. I have never met so many different furs from all walks of life coming together in one place. And I was really surprised in how much passion that this fandom really has. Depends on what you're into. Like some furs can be musicians, scientists, and they like talking about that sort of thing at the con. And we go on fursuit walks and interact with the public there and get fursuits photos taken, and we do fursuit games, which are so much fun.
What is the worst encounter or interaction you've ever had with another furry?
None actually, because all the furs that I have met, they're super nice. They're really friendly, and yeah. So I never experienced anything bad at my end.
In your opinion, why do you think furries and the fandom is so appealing?
Um, it's to me the furry fandom is in a way no different from being a fan of any other fandoms out there, like you like Star Wars or anime. It's part of the fandom, and I really love what I'm doing. I feel like I'm myself contributing a small part of myself to something that is growing, and I really like being part of the furry fandom. It's just seeing people smile. It's amazing. Just the reaction on the public's faces just blows my mind away.
In your opinion, which animal do you think is most overused for the fandom and why?
I have to say foxes and wolves. There's just so many of them, and a little bit it kind of lost. The furry fan lost a bit of its identity with so many out there, but I'm not really complaining. I think because why they choose foxes or wolves is because foxes that tend to be very sly animals, shy and incredibly cute, and wolves are beautiful, majestic creatures, and they just have so much of a lore to them.
What do you think is a good way to help the community get a better reputation to people who might not understand?
The best thing to do is to for people who are not in who get the misinformation about what the film is about is to have an open mind. Go to an anime convention and talk to a furry. We do have them walking around sometimes. Talk to them and ask them questions about what it's all about, and yeah, and then make up your own mind. Or go to a local fur meet and witness what we do, and then make up your own mind. But yeah, keep an open mind on everything. Don't judge a book by its cover.
What is your opinion on the stigma people have about the fandom?
It's really sad, really, that we've been portrayed in the media as being sexual deviants when we are definitely not. We just sometimes being in the first suit can help cope. Whatever, if we're having a bad day, sometimes being somebody else really helps that situation. Being a character for a day or a couple of hours, if as long as it makes us feel better, but it's just really sad that the media has put us that way because they don't understand. So if something they don't understand, they'll just instantly judge it without even doing any research at all that what fairy fandom is all about.
How do you react to any hate?
I just I just ignore and I said, well, if that's how they want to see us as, I can't change their mind. They want to keep their minds closed of what furry fandom's all about. Let them. There's no way you can change their minds unless you tell them that that's not what we are. We can not even close to what they do.
What is it about the furry community that makes you so happy?
Just being around with other furs who share the same interests as I do, and I don't feel like I'm being constantly judged because I have a disability or something is on me that I don't look at myself in a positive light, but being part of it, I really like being part of the whole community to share the love of what I really are into.
What is your opinion on hugs when in a fursuit?
Um, it really depends. If someone is in front of me and asks for a hug, then I'm fine with that. But I do not like being hugged from behind without knowing who it is. It's really scary. But
Have you had any interactions with children?
yes, I
And if so, how have that happened?
Yes, I have. As soon as they see giant walking stuffed toys, that's how I put it, the kids' faces light up like Christmas trees. It's like they get an early Christmas or birthday present, and seeing them smile and they want you to play games or hop on swing sets and things like that. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. I really enjoy it.
Last question. Would you be offended if someone slapped you with a pancake?
I really depends. I say yes because fursuits are very expensive, and a lot of hard work goes into making fursuits. So then I will be very upset because it's a huge cleaning bill.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time for this interview. I really do appreciate it.
You're most welcome. Anytime.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.